Hey guys, what's up? Amir Ryder here with the Transform Sales Podcast. We are on the Sales Software Review Series where we interview top leaders of sales software companies and pick their brains and see why they built their software and who they're helping and how. Brandon Kim, what's up, man? How are you?
Good. It's always good to connect with you, Amir.
Yeah, it's been like a year. I've known you for maybe a year and a half. I love the product. I love where it's come along. I'm always sharing my screen and showing people I'm a DI. Be direct to me. These are my dreams. I really do. I showed a lot of times. Even I've showed my girlfriend plenty of times, like, why I am the way I am with Crystal knows. But you are the VP of Marketing and RevOps, right? So you're the man to talk to. And I'll kick it off with the most complicated question of the night, right? Like, what is Crystal knows? Tell us a little bit about the software and what you guys have built over there.
Yeah,
fine-tuned.
Definitely. So at Crystal, our mission is to provide personality data for business professionals. And really what that cuts down to is, and why we exist is, people have a lot of different personalities. So for example, you mentioned that you're a DI, Amir. I'm a CS. I'm on the completely opposite spectrum of the personality disc wheel. And because people have different personalities, it makes it really hard for people to communicate effectively. And this is really painful and costly to businesses. And so these businesses come to us, Crystal, to better understand the personality of their sales team members, of their internal teams, but more importantly, of their buyers and prospects, so that they can communicate effectively to them.
Yeah, I'm getting suggestions in my email from your app all the time to be like more. I have a lot of apps, but I know I get the suggestions from you guys. What percent of the world is a DI like me?
It's a great question. So what we find is that sales folks, so sales representatives, sales leaders, and business founders like yourself, Amir, lean towards the D and the I spectrum. So I would say any professional that
percent of the world, I want to feel special.
I would say it depends on the audience, but I'll give you an example. So we went to the AAISP event, which is the American Association of Inside Sales Professionals.
In Chicago, right?
DI was the most common personality type. So we're talking about 40% of the audience was that DI type.
Well, what about the world in general? I want to feel speaking. Not making me feel rare. I thought it was like 10, 20%. The reason why I bring it up, it's funny because people cold call me, and whenever they say, hi, how are you? They lost me. If someone cold called me and said, Amir, this is a cold call, you don't know me, but the reason why I called is because we have a product that maybe save you money, I wanted to get your attention, I would be like, tell me more, right? And no one's direct with me, and I hate indirectness, and it bothers me, and it's funny because people feel, I think, almost as if it's like rude to be direct, but if you're talking to somebody with a DI and you're not direct, it's rude to be not direct, which is just a personal thing that if you're going to cold call me, please be direct to the point. That's all I'm asking. So when it comes to problems, what problems does your platform fix? Kind of answer some questions when you were describing the product, right? Because you did a very good job of kind of explaining what you guys do. But maybe you can hone in on these problems. Is it really that just like, are you fixing the problem that like one size doesn't fit all when talking to people, and that in the game of like, one meeting could turn into $1 million of revenue and a few percentages of a closing rate, or could be millions of revenue, that these adjustments equal revenue, right? Like what's the main problem you guys are fixing?
Yeah. So in the highest level perspective, it's effective communication. So in a world where there's AI, there's a lot of spam in terms of outreach. Everyone is a part of a sales sequence and they get the same message. We're finding that we're getting less connections, less open rates, less calls booked, where the sales team can provide good tools, good solutions to help a business out. And so the root of our product solves effective communication, and it really boils down to everyone is unique, as you mentioned, and there isn't a one size fits all when it comes to sales. So how I would sell to you, Amir, is very different than how I would sell to myself, because we are on the opposite sides of the personality disc wheel.
Yeah. Well, if I was going to sell to you, if I had to guess, would your personality be more suited with like facts and case studies and like references?
Exactly. So as you said,
analytical.
So I'm very logical because I'm that C type. I'm a CS in the disc wheel, and we're talking about case studies, any research. Give me hard data points that I can point to. I also like the pleasantries as well. That's the S type of my personality. Is I like the how are you doing and kind of the back and forth small talk.
Yeah.
But that's very different than you, Amir. And so we provide information and personality intelligence for sales teams to know their buyer before they even start a conversation with them, so that they can put their best foot forward and hopefully close more deals. And we are seeing our customers do that.
And for everybody listening, we use your product, but thank you for allowing us to use it. And it's listed in our marketplace. I have a campaign right now targeting publicly traded companies where I want to help them hit their revenue goals. So I'm going to be recording some usage of me using your product just in real time, because I definitely struggle to understand. I'm very direct, so it's like I have my hat on, being like, not everyone's like me, and maybe they need high hours. So I'm going to use it in real time and try to get some results. But tell me about like your best types of buyer, right? Like what, and like there's no wrong answer here, right? Everybody knows about the 80-20 rule, right? Where your best clients are 8% of your revenue typically. I'm not looking for an answer like software revenue. It could be big company, small company. It could be a big SDR team. But like, what would you describe in like one or two sentences? It would be like the best client you serve, not implying that you don't serve anybody else, right? I want everybody listening that this is not a game of like exclusion. Sure. Just trying to get you to answer the tough questions.
Yeah. So
company is the best, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
So no, I think we service a lot of types of buyers, but I'd say when my ears perk up is when we're speaking to sales leaders or business owners that manage a large sales division. And if you have pain points in being able to connect with customers, build relationship with customers, that's where I'm like, I think our solution can help you.
Makes sense.
This is across industries.
What do you consider a big sales team for anybody listening?
Sorry?
What do you consider a big sales team for anybody listening?
Great question. So I think anyone that manages a team of 20 sales reps, whether they're AEs, SDRs, customer success managers, anything that has a buyer-facing role of 20 teams or more, would be a good fit, where they can actually see the scale and the benefit of our product across their employees.
Would you say that companies that have a higher average contract value also tend to be a better fit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I would also say longer sales cycles. So if you need to work with a prospect, build trust with them, and your sales cycle is anywhere from 6 to 12 months, our software not only helps you build that relationship quicker, but it also maintains that trust throughout your involvement in that sale. So
I'm like, look, it's 1 or 2 customers could be the difference between hitting forecast and not. It could be the difference between a clawback to your VC and having to raise a Series B earlier than you want. It could be missing quota if you're a publicly traded company. Yeah. So I make sense, right? So if anybody listening to this has a high average contract value, would it be safe to say 25,000 and above, or 50,000 and above? Yeah. I don't want to pet it right there. 20-person sales team, and if 30% more meetings per month and is a big deal, then it pays for itself, right? And that's the whole point. Is if you're selling voice over IP, nothing wrong with it. Typically, that's like a price thing, right? Like RingCentral, all these companies might not be the best fit, but if you're selling something that has a little bit more meat in the bone, and you're competing with other companies, and you take the time to message to somebody in their own personality, it sounds like it has the ability to improve the meeting connect, but also the conversion rate, because your technology can carry a rep not only from the first contact, but also from meetings, how to speak to them, what they want to see. I know it's like my personality. It said like, it doesn't like to be drawn out by long processes, like things that like, drainers and gainers, right? And one last question, you're gonna give me a demo. One last question. I just want to know what differentiates you from the other sales intelligence platforms out there, like the data providers, maybe the ZoomInfos or the Apollo.os. What differentiates you from the guys in your field?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think there are, I'd say, 1 or 2 tools out in the market that do something similar to what we do, but what differentiates us from all the tools that would be in your sales tech stack is what we call personality intelligence. Mm-hmm. So you may have the phone number, you may have the email address of the person that you need to reach out to, but the question then is, how do I approach this person? Like, how do I actually set myself up for success when I do a cold email or a cold call? to build trust with them and then take them to the next level of the sales process.
Yeah. That makes sense. So basically, yeah, but the biggest problem is everyone's got contact data, everybody's got email, this and that, and you're going a step further and really enhancing the effectiveness of that data.
Exactly. And taking as you said, the next level. One of the things that our customers continue to preach to us is really the accuracy of our solutions. And so, again, we have an amazing engineering team that really dedicates their time to delivering accurate personality predictions, which we'll go over here in a little bit. But that is, I'd say, our secret recipe when we compare ourselves to other tools like us.
Yeah, like I said before, it's popping up in my emails and it's telling me what to do. So, like I see it now. This is the best part about it. Are you ready? Maybe how do you feel about sharing your screen and giving us maybe a quick overview?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. There's a lot to cover, but I'll give you this quick sound bites.
It's not gonna be the last time we speak. Don't worry, we'll make a few different series on it.
Amazing.
I know you guys will continuously evolve your product, right? I think that's one of the amazing things about this industry is that everybody's always taking back information from their buyers and making updates. So it's a continuously changing industry of just excellence, I guess is the right word. And I'm going to add your screen here, and you can show us all what's up.
Perfect. So I will start to say that with our platform, we offer multiple tools. Amir, you were mentioning the Crystal Writing Assistants, which is kind of like that Grammarly experience that tailors one-to-one sales communication in the style of who you need to speak with. So lots of tools. What we're looking at right here is our Chrome extension, which is another tool that comes with our platform. I'm using myself as the guinea pig. And if we have time, I'm happy to look up your profile as well, Amir.
But God, it's going to be direct and rude and to the point. And,
very direct, wants to cut to the chase. But
the world is ending, and this is what you can do to save it. That's how I'd like to be spoken to. But let's keep going.
Exactly. So we're looking at my profile here. Again, you can imagine if your buyers or prospects have a LinkedIn profile, this will work for them as well. But I am taking my LinkedIn profile and acting as if I were a potential buyer for, let's say, your business, Amir. So we provide sales teams this tool where it says Brandon Kim is a CS type. This is where they fall into the DISC spectrum. I'm right here. And based on this personality, it says I'm meticulous, diligent, organized. How should I communicate with Brandon as a potential buyer? Some do's and don'ts. And then you can also get some tips, whether it's you're calling Brandon or emailing Brandon, and the sales stage that you are
at. That's good.
Are you making a sales pitch to me? Are you negotiating with me? Are you just discussing pricing? And we offer phrases that are optimized towards the personality type of who I am as a DISC personality, as the CS DISC personality type. This would look very different for you, Amir.
Over to add one thing, because what I'm saying, this is a tool for everybody, right? Even the CX team, right? I think one of the biggest things is just upsells, churns, growth. So this also gives some CX people power. It gives power across the spectrum, right? I think for me, it looks like this is one of the ultimate interfaces between the company and the buyer when it comes to customizing how you speak to them, right?
Oh, yeah. So I think any buyer-facing team. So we talked about sales. You mentioned CS. Marketing teams love us because they can do more sophisticated outreach and sequencing based on a personality type. And even the engineering team, where you have sales engineers that walk people through a demo and they need to speak to different stakeholders.
Yeah. When are you guys integrating with Clay so I can automate all this stuff?
I'm sorry, one more time.
When are you integrating with Clay so I can automate all this stuff? You know Clay?
I'm not familiar with Clay, but
I'll talk after long. I want the integration so I could do this at scale. But keep going.
Yeah, if they're like a Reply.io, I imagine
it's hard for me whenever I see these tools. I know them all, so I like keep putting them together. It's I describe it as like a AI automation tool that combines like Apollo or data tools with ChatGPT with a tool like this, so that it can prompt ChatGPT to write an intro based on the personality, but I'll make that intro after this. I don't want to. I just get excited when I see all these tools and I put them together in my head.
Yeah, we do integrate with CRM, the largest CRMs like HubSpot and Salesforce natively,
Yep.
Where you can extract all of this data that you see on a particular profile and have that in the actual CRM of a contact record.
Yeah, especially useful for target accounts, right? When you're targeting big target accounts, you get your first impression counts. You want that first impression to be the right impression.
Exactly. Account-based marketing teams love us, or account-based selling teams love us. So we can understand the profile of all the stakeholders within a given account as well. So very similar to your targeting account approach. And in addition to integrating with Salesforce and HubSpot, we have our API available as well. So whatever system or application that you're looking to showcase personality intelligence data, we'll be able to support your use case there.
Awesome.
Yeah, but scrolling down this tool here, again, based on my personality type, you see expected behaviors, emailing styles. You can, again, read more insights into how you want to email or meet with this person to really fit how they want to meet or be emailed to.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Energizers, stressors, so on and so forth.
Awesome. And this pulls up on LinkedIn, but also pulls up, will it pull up with the email as well, as you mentioned, right?
Yeah. So once you've analyzed a profile, as you write emails, to this case, to myself, to Brandon, you can start writing copy, and it's going to update you on the fly for this. Let me see if I can quickly demo this.
That's what I noticed. Yeah, I like that because I move fast. So once I saw an email, I was like, this is awesome because it's just giving me what I need right when I'm actually taking action, right? Which is an unfortunate part of my personality, which is impatient.
Yeah. So let's write an email to myself. So I am that CS type personality, and I'm just going to write an email. Bear with me here.
Time.
Cool. So I just wrote a generic message that any seller or any buyer-facing team would to a potential prospect. And based on the fact that I'm a CS type, these are recommendations that we offer to optimize your message to your specific buyer. So it's saying that because I'm a CS type and I'm speaking to a CS type person, you want to be a little informal. And that is all based on the DISC personality framework, and there's science that backs that. So you can either ignore that suggestion, remove it, or accept it to optimize your message.
I'd accept it.
Yeah.
I'd accept it. And then, because it says be precise, right? So it doesn't like the word hop on. It's too vague, right? It wants plan, which is a trigger word for somebody who's very detail oriented.
Yep. And this is saying to be methodical, go through the process is what they recommend. And it offers real-time insights, very much like that Grammarly experience. The difference for this is not grammar. This is style and tone check.
Which is a big deal.
Sorry? It's
a big deal. I'm like, we live in a world where you might get only one chance for a phone call or one email opened and read, right? So it's to me, this is almost like a laser guidance system on missiles, and my reference to missiles would be, the sales affinity, the Orums, the parallel dialers of the world, and then the outreach, the sales lofts, the Apollos of the world, right? Those are the missiles, and now this is like that guided laser where you get one shot, you better make sure it hits the spot.
I love that analogy, and it is.
You can tell I'm a sales guy because in my mind I'm thinking about using it.
Yeah, this is when everyone talks about personalization at scale. Again, this is a tool that offers that capability to really speak in a personalized way, one-to-one, with an individual buyer. And you can game this and scale this out if you want to.
Once I make the intro to Clay, it's going to be personalization and automation at scale. That's what they do.
Love it.
And you got the APIs, so this is going to be nice. And I'm going to use it. I know it's going to work.
Yeah.
I've seen enough. I've known enough. I've known both you guys' companies for almost 2 years now. So for me, it's been very impressive seeing where you guys have come along. You were a little bit ahead of the game, right? Because I think at the beginning when you started, personalization was like a like to have, right? And I think we're now in a world where personalization is a must have, right? Your domain's going to get blocked, you're going to get blacklisted, you're going to get one opportunity. So you got two choices. You either wait until you get blacklisted, you wait until you below forecast, or you're ahead of the game and you start using something like Crystal Knows. For everybody listening, we're going to list the link, obviously, to Crystal Knows listing in our marketplace. Any kind of free trials or offers that people can use to get used to it? What's the best way for a company typically to find value in your product and to build a use case to make sure it's part of their stack, right? What's like that entry point for you guys? How do you guys help people get started?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we have a free account trial on our website at crystalknows.com. And what that offers you is access to play around with our tools, and it gives you 10 free profile predictions. Okay. So that's where I would get started here. Again, we've only scratched the surface with our platform. We have lots of other tools, and we'd love to provide you a live demo of all of our tools. We just can't get to it today due to time constraints. But
we'll get to it. This has been a long time in the making. Anybody listening, as I mentioned, the link to the Crystal Knows in our marketplace is going to be in the link below. Brandon, where's a great spot for people to reach out to you if they want to connect with you personally? Is it LinkedIn? What's your best channel?
Yeah, LinkedIn is great. My email address is bkim@crystalknows.com, so don't be a stranger there. Otherwise, either my LinkedIn profile or our Crystal LinkedIn profile, feel free to send us a message there.
And this is awesome. I look forward to using your tool during I gave myself a 180-day challenge to help publicly traded companies match to sales agencies in our marketplace. I'm going to be using Crystal Knows as one of my weapons. So I'm happy. I'm going to be excited to do that, to show that. I appreciate you allowing us to use the amazing tool. Everybody, thank you for checking in and tuning in to the Transform Sales Podcast, the software seller review series. Brandon, I'll let you go. And everybody, thank you for tuning in today.
Amazing. Thank you, Amir.
Man, my pleasure. And I look forward to using your tool and helping people find it. Take care.